graduation in 1997. I especially welcome the graduating senior class. As we leave Martin, we can take along with us the memories, the goals, and the dreams that we've created together. I personally wanted to wish all of you the best of luck, and may God bless you.
It is my pleasure to recognize our special guest tonight. On the stage is Mrs. Linda Becerra, our head counselor. Our other counselors, Mrs. Dana Bishop, Mrs. Joyce Davis, Mrs. Susan Kenyon, Mrs. Ann Miller, and Mrs. Mary Wiggins are assisting backstage. We thank you all for helping the seniors become graduates and for the many letters of recommendation you wrote for us. The assistant principals on stage are Mrs. Marlene Roddy and Mrs. Sharon Clark. The other assistant principals include Mrs. Laura Jones, Mrs. Duana Tigner, Mr. Mike Ward, and Mr. Jimmy Walker. Some students know these people better than others do, but we appreciate your support of us at school, at concerts, at athletic events, and at numerous banquets. We are also honored tonight to have the members of the Board of Trustees with us. President Jim Ash and Mr. Carlton Lancaster, Mr. Ben Rhodes, Mrs. Barbara Nash, Mr. John McInnes, Mr. Michael Gillespie, and Mr. Eric Ramsey. I will be introducing the others on stage as they come to speak. Our superintendent, Mrs. Lynn Hale, cannot be with us tonight due to the death of her mother. Stepping in for her is Deputy Superintendent, Mr. Jerry McCullough. Let's welcome him at this time.
Thank you very much. Good evening. I'm honored to be representing Superintendent Hale tonight. As was mentioned, Mrs. Hale's mother did die today, and she is in Houston with her family. I ask you to please remember her in your thoughts and prayers. It was a very difficult time for her and her family. Commencement of today, she most earnestly anticipates, and she regrets, sincerely regrets not being able to be here today. On behalf of Lynn Hale, Board of Trustees, and administration, I congratulate each graduate of Martin High School class in 1997. To the parents, we thank you for sharing your son or daughter with us. Together we have helped shape and mold tomorrow's leaders. Thank you very much.
With a talent and love for music, our salutatorian has earned numerous awards. Out of all of them, she says that she will cherish most her selection to the prestigious All-State Choir. Her desire for excellence is not only demonstrated in music, but also through her schoolwork and expressive personality. The salutatorian of the senior class of 1997 is Miss Melissa Vandergrift. After working so hard for 4 years of high school, staying up late with biology study groups, and trying to survive AP English, I have reached this moment which has been my goal for so long. First, I need to say thank you to some people who have helped me get here. Mom and Dad, Papa and Grandma, Amber, Sarah, Tony, all the rest of my family, and all my friends, I love you very much. While most seniors were relaxing during the last few days of school, David and I were still pulling late-nighters, trying to find something significant to say about this year. But how do you express all of the wonderful experiences of this year into a short speech? And I promise I'll try to make it short. Instead of dwelling on the memories of this year, now is the time to focus on the future. We have our entire future ahead of us, and we all want to make an impact in the world. The best way to do that is to choose to live a life which will make a difference to others, and to defy the odds set before us. This year my choir sang a song which was written for us to perform at the American Choral Directors Association in San Diego, and the text of the song is the very famous poem, A Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. This poem has meant a great deal to me and to the rest of the choir, because it urges us to choose the more difficult and the more fulfilling path in life. And I'd like to read you that poem now. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveler. Long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other, just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that, the passing there had more than really about the same. And both that morning equally lay, and leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Many adults view the members of our generation as thoughtless, careless, indifferent, and unfocused. As we choose our paths, now is the time to prove that those stereotypes are false. We each have a chance to influence the lives of those around us, either in a positive or negative way. My grandpa Tony used to have only two pieces of advice. First, never underestimate the power of one person to make a difference. And second, if you see something wrong, you have an obligation to change it. And remember, it only takes one person. As our 13-year-long journey in school ends and we begin college and careers, I want to challenge each of the graduates to achieve just two things. First, don't be afraid to meet new people. Leave the cliques back in high school and try to look at everyone in a new way. Nothing is more different than every person's uniqueness. We have to honor the differences, or what's similar among us is useless. Second, choose to live the unique and an adventurous life. A quote by Emile Zola perfectly expresses my view on life. If you ask me what I came into this world to do, I will tell you. I came to live out loud. Anyone can take the easy, worn path, but those few who decide to take the road less traveled by will truly leave their mark and live out loud. Thank you.
Admittedly a shy student, our valedictorian did not seek honors or fame. Instead, his teachers say that he simply loves to learn. He says that his favorite piece of literature is Cyrano de Bergerac because of his admiration of the main character's idealism and determination. Yet, with a perfect score of 1600 on the SAT, and as captain of the state qualifying academic decathlon team, David has achieved some fame, and we honor him as number one in a class of 752. I present to you the valedictorian of the class of 1997, David Pye.
Thank you. I've never gotten anything like that. Before I begin, I'd like to thank my family, my teachers, and my friends for playing such tremendous roles in my life. Finally, the end. For those of us who have made it, school has been at times wonderful, at times tortured, at times boring, at times thrilling. No, school hasn't been everything, but it has been fairly smooth. Otherwise, we wouldn't have bothered to stick it out for 13 or so years. Otherwise, a lot of us wouldn't continue it with college. I'm guessing most valedictorians and salutatorians like to play down this speech. Well, I promise that Melissa and I are two of them. Neither of us thought about our speeches until this last week. In fact, I didn't even have a cap and gown until Friday. We're pretty loose about things. I think Barton's way of doing things has rubbed off on us. You all know what I'm talking about. I've noticed this characteristic in just about every class, activity, and organization of this school. It isn't apathy or frivolousness. It's ambition, with
just the right touch of looseness and humor, especially humor. Well, actually, everyone acts this way except the juniors. They seem to be prone to stress. We seniors, on the other hand, seem to enjoy taking the looseness to extreme levels. You can see the laid-back approach everywhere. Take the band, for instance. It's one of the best in this area. We practice a lot and do well in contests, but there's always time to toss pies in the faces of the drum makers. You would think the academic decathlon team members are a bunch of study machines. Well, at the state meet, we spent considerable time in the hot tub. We did just fine at the contest too. At the Quiz League Championships, the other teams came in suits, while we showed up in t-shirts and jeans. We won. 2 straight years, in fact. We can even make fun of ourselves. How about those fun dancers? We have fun in class too. Even Mrs. McBride has 2 jokes a year. And our mind-numbing, time-consuming English projects, we've managed to turn them to videos with humor. It's great, isn't it? But behind this casual appearance lie ambitions and dreams. It is at this point in our lives that we are most idealistic. We are old enough to recognize the problems of the world, and we have a better idea of which dreams are realistic enough to follow. At the same time, we are young enough that it doesn't take that much inspiration to light a fire in us. Despite the popular cynicism of today, we still qualify as the most optimistic age group. But our ideals have not yet been put through the ultimate test of society and tragedy. I do not believe we are surely destined to become huge successes, that we are more special in some way. But I do believe we will always be bold enough and strong enough to challenge all the doubts and fears of the world. So, my final words to you are, divide and conquer. Thank you.
Music resounds throughout the nations. Let it celebrate sweet liberty that is keeping us free and strong. Let freedom ring, and let everyone share its inspiration. Let the promise not be satisfied until no one's denied its song. It's a dream to build upon. We take a dream and pass it on and on and on, and let freedom sing. Let freedom ring for the children of every generation. May the love of freedom always ring, and let everyone sing along. It's a dream to build upon. We take a dream and pass it on and on and on, and let freedom sing. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the man who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there is no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, when at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the man who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there is no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. 'Cause there is no doubt I love this land. I love this land. God bless our USA. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea, from sea to shining sea. Let freedom ring, let its music resound throughout our nations. Let it celebrate sweet liberty, that is keeping us free and strong. Keep us strong. Let freedom ring, and let everyone share its inspiration. Let the promise not be satisfied until no one's denied its song. It's a dream to build upon. We take a dream and pass it on and on and on, and let freedom sing. Let freedom sing. Let freedom ring, let it ring. Let freedom ring.
we must make those decisions anyway. At times, not everyone will agree with what we believe in, and we will be forced to stand alone in a battle. We must stand tall anyway. Some may tell us that a dream is just that, and dreams do not always come true, for they are too far out of reach. We must dream anyway. For we, the seniors of 1997, have great dreams to make those dreams come true. Now I'm pleased to present to you our principal, Mr. Bob Wyndham. As the class of 1997 leaves Martin High School, we want to welcome the incoming freshmen and sophomores into our school. Therefore, the class is donating $1,500 to place new mats with the Warrior logo at the new front doors of our school. We hope that all who enter Martin will leave with as many great memories as we, the class of 97, have.
I want to welcome everyone to the biggest and the best. This is the graduation class of 1997 at Martin High School. Before I start off and get into talking to you a little bit about the class, I'd like to just mention a few things in the word of thanks to some people that are very special to making this all work. First, I'd like to thank Debbie Zillman, and I'd like to thank David Giller from TCU for allowing us to use this facility. This facility allows us to have about 3,000 additional people watch our graduation, and we know that with all the problems we had with tickets this year, we knew you were out there and you wanted to get in, and being able to use TCU allows 3,000 additional people, and we know that we appreciate that. Also, there's another person that I have to thank, because as you see all these things that happen, and you see people moving and all the planning that has to go into this, there's one person that really coordinates that entire plan, and that person is our senior sponsor, Ms. Shirley Gray. Shirley's the detail person and I'm not, so I just try to stay out of the way as much as I can. Also, the person in our administration who works with seniors and the senior activities is Marlene Rogers. I would also like to thank the parents and the family members who are here, and we're going to do that today when we actually call your child's name. When we call your child's name, we would like for you to stand as they have their name called and come across and get their diploma. We'd like for you to be recognized in that way, because you've had a tremendous influence on getting your kids to this point, and we're going to ask that you do that when your child's name is called. Also, I'd like to thank all of the teachers who are here. We've got a lot of teachers here from Martin High School, and I've seen quite a few teachers from other schools that have had some of these students, and I know that they're very special with them also, and we thank you for everything that you've done. Also, I'd like to thank the senior class officers. I would like those senior class officers, if you would, please stand now where you are. You can just stand, senior class officers. Senior class officers spend an awful lot of their time at the end of the year getting ready for all the senior activities such as prom and graduation and the planning and everything that goes into this, and we appreciate the time and effort that they put in. I'd next like to thank a group of people who are tireless in their efforts for Martin High School. This is the group of people who do all the work that gets things done at Martin High School. If we have an activity, they're behind it. You hear them, you see of them, they work all the time. Their president has accused me of giving them everything that nobody else wants to do, and that's true. But they also have a lot of other important things that go on at Martin High School, and I'd like all of the senior members of the leadership class and the student council officers to please stand where you are, please. Certainly appreciate all that you've done for us this year and all you've done for me. I'd also like to thank Mr. Dulcus and Mr. Kirkley and our sophomore and junior band members. You've certainly added a lot to our presentation today, and we appreciate what you've done for us. You were so much better than Mr. Jordan was last year. It's just amazing. And you had to have been here last year, but in past years, the tradition was we use an organ, and we had one here, but the man who was supposed to play it forgot to tell us he wasn't going to make it, and so Mr. Jordan, without any music, played Pomp and Circumstance and quite a few other numbers mixed in for about 20 minutes, and it's certainly nice to have our band, and they certainly did a great job. I'd also like to thank Mr. Jordan and Ms. Newman and our Martin High School choir for adding to our program. And finally, I'd like to thank TCI Cable. TCI Cable is here today recording our graduation, and it will be rebroadcast. And if you have a pen, you can jot this down. It'll be rebroadcast on Thursday, May 29th at 7:30 p.m. And it will be rebroadcast June 2nd at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's a Sunday. Now, if you can't make your VCR work, or it doesn't turn on like you thought it would, you can also purchase a copy from TCI. We really appreciate you doing this because we know it's a special time for all of our families and students, and we know everybody will want a copy. Now I would like to talk to the class of 1997. For many of you, this isn't the first ceremony we've ever done together. For about 100 of you, I had the privilege of giving you your kindergarten diploma at the 1985 Ditto kindergarten graduation. I can remember quite a few of you, and every time I remember around Jason Irons or Mr. Davis, either one, I always tell them I used to be taller than both of those guys. And I was in 1985. You've certainly come a long way during that time. For many of you, we had the joys of field day and popcorn, seed spitting contest, bubblegum contest during those days. It was really a joy to be in on the very beginning of your education. For quite a few more of you, we crossed paths when we opened a new school called Sterrett Elementary. I was amazed to come to Martin and find out how many people were at Sterrett when that school started in 1989. And I've seen a lot of the people from that group. And then later on, I met quite a few of you in what has to be one of the most challenging things that can be presented to a human being, and that is when you were 7th graders. I can remember 7th grade lunch at Gunn Junior High for quite a few of you. And 7th grade lunch is a special thing. For most of you, if you've ever heard me before, that's like stirring up an ant bed and watching it. They just have an awful lot of energy, and that's where I met a lot of you during that period of time. On a more personal note, a few of you spent 100 or so hours growing up in my backyard in that state-of-the-art playhouse we had. Quite a few of you smushed my grass and broke my shrubs in your daily football games. I always knew you did it. I didn't say anything about it because I remember my dad telling my mom once that you'll wish they were around to stomp those down one of these days, so leave them alone. And I still remember replacing a few shrubs that Mr. Adair smushed in the south end zone. Also, I have quite a few of you that seem to hang out at my house an awful lot now and eat everything I have, drink all the chocolate milk that's in my refrigerator, and most important, you've been the most wonderful friends that any dad could ever ask for their daughter, and I appreciate that. This unique privilege of being involved with each one of you in some different stage of your life has been very special to me. Very few principals get the opportunity to do this, and I've had that opportunity, and it's been special. This class of 1997 is really 752 individuals, but it's also one group. Every year, as teachers and administrators, we see a group leave, and we have this fear of, is the next group going to step up and do what it takes to make Martin High School continue its tradition of excellence? And we kind of have an idea as we watch you come through during the first 2 years, but we always wonder if you're going to step forward with that senior leadership. And it's certainly obvious to me, and I'm about to show you some of the reasons that you've certainly done that. And we certainly appreciate what you've done. We feel from a very biased perspective that Martin is the great high school in the Arlington Independent School District, and it's great because of everybody that's in this Coliseum. It's great because of the people that are on the floor. It's great because of each and every one of you and the support that you give us. Many schools really look at and dream about maybe having some single success during their high school career, whether that's, boy, I hope sometime while we're here we win district. Some people who really have outlandish dreams think, oh, maybe someday I can go to a state competition in something maybe. And that's what a lot of other people dream about. But at Martin High School, other people's dreams are just what we do every day. I'm going to just go over just a few facts about this class of 1997. You started off as sophomores during the first year that we had the rating system for schools that our state legislature was nice enough to give us. We were the first high school in Martin to become a recognized school in the state of Texas, and we did that based on your TOS scores as sophomores. Your classes had the lowest failure rate in the Arlington Independent School District for 17 6 weeks in a row, and I'm pretty sure 18, but I just don't have the numbers. If you look at some of the things that have been accomplished, look at our choir, for example. If you're a member of our choir, you've never gone to a UIL competition that you didn't win #1 rating sweepstakes. You've never been to a competition where that didn't happen. If you're a member of our choir, you're a member of a choir that was one of 5 choirs, high school choirs in the United States, the entire United States, and was invited this year to San Diego to the American Choir Directors Association Convention. I'm not going to add a lot to a lot of these things, but I have to add a little bit to this one. I've been in education for 26 years, and I've been proud of a lot of things that have happened that a lot of kids have done, from Ditto to Sterrett to Gunn to Martin. And the things that we accomplished in Martin are unbelievable. But the one thing that stands out in my mind more than anything ever has in those 26 years was a morning that I spent in the Civic Auditorium in San Diego. We had about 95 of our students who went there to sing. Now, they went there to sing to a group that was a pretty tough audience. First of all, they were all choir directors, and they all knew what choir directing meant. Now, I'm a person who, when you look at my musical background, I made an F in public school music because I was drawing cartoons after a test and got a 0 because they thought I was cheating. And my favorite song is Jimi Hendrix, Hey Joe. So I don't have a real wide range of music ability, but I had the opportunity to sit down with 7,000 other people that knew what they were talking about. A lot of those people wanted their choirs to be where our choir was. I'm sure they were sitting there thinking, well, I bet they're not as good as us. They had a tough audience, and they walked into a hall that was the most magnificent thing I'd ever seen. It had 3 big tiers that held 7,000 people. And I'd watched some other choirs, one from California and some other, Colorado and some other places, and they came in and they were polite. You know, they kind of clapped as they completed their performances. And then the Martin High School choir came in. And they came in and mesmerized 7,000 people who twice during our performance, when J.E. McKissick finished singing Amazing Grace, they jumped up and applauded like nothing I'd ever seen before. And they just did polite applause to everybody else. And when we finished our performance, they again gave us a second standing ovation. And that was one of the most emotional and thrilling times I've ever had. And all of you who were there, I thank you again for that, because it was an unbelievable time. And I really, to all of you that are here, I felt sorry that you weren't there, because I knew there were a lot of parents who couldn't go to San Diego, and a lot of other people. I wish you could have all been there to see it, but thank you again for that. Our band members, during the time that you were here, won sweepstakes 2 out of 3 times. You achieved that while doing an outstanding job in our halftime performances, and you were in the middle of every spirit activity that we had. You're kind of the heart and soul of everything we do. You provide the rhythm for that, and we appreciate what you've done. If you're an orchestra member here, again, you never had a time during your career where you got anything less than a sweepstakes. Our UL academic team has been district champ all 3 years that you've been here, and a lot of you have been involved in that all 3 years. Our academic decathlon team made our 7th straight performance or appearance at the state tournament. Our student council won the prestigious Meadows Award for Outstanding Model Council in the whole North Texas area, and won $5,000, which they in turn turned around and gave to Mission Arlington to be able to start an adult daycare center. So they did an outstanding job all year long to be able to earn that, and we're hoping to go back June 5th and win it again. As a group, you earned approximately $3 million in scholarships, and your parents thank you. If you played any sport during the time that you were here, with the exception of 2 sports, you were a district champion at least one time during the time that you were at Martin. If you played boys basketball, baseball, volleyball, girls soccer, you never played on a team that wasn't the district champion. Another thing I have to add, if If you were a member of this year's football team, you won Martin's first district championship. For the first time after 14 tries, we beat everybody in town. That was nice. Also, this class of 97 has produced a state UIL volleyball champion, a one-act play state champion, a state runner-up in volleyball, state runner-up in soccer. You won state and national awards in FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America, and BPA. You had the second place cheerleading squad in the nation. You had a state wrestling champion. You had people appear at the state journalism meet. You had the DECA retail merchandising and market research state champions. You had all-state symphonic band members. You had the Future Business Leader state champion entrepreneurship team, job interview team, and machine transcription team. The two first-team all-state soccer players, two all-state volleyball players, state volleyball players. You had a state solo and ensemble qualifiers in the band. You had two all-state choir members, an all-American swimmer, many state qualifiers and swimmers. You had third place individual in the national cheerleading competition. You had 3 students placed in the state health occupation student association state meet. You had 4 qualifiers in the national speech competition was coming up this summer. You had 6 qualifiers that are going this summer to the FBLA competition, national competition in California. You had people who qualified for the state championship run at the 400-meter relay. You had 15 athletes who were on all-state academic teams. And we had the second ever TASSP, and that's the Texas Association of Secondary School Principals, academic all-state team members. There are only 20 in the entire state, and we had one of those. And last, something that's not near as spectacular, it's not quite ever as newsworthy as some of the other things that we've done, but just as important as anything that I've said, you've been one thing that I will thank you and always remember you for. You've been examples. You've certainly been examples in excellence. You can look at that list. Boy, that's a long list, and that's a list that most other people wouldn't even have in their dreams as a school to accomplish. But you've been an excellent example. You've lived for the past 2 years in a 2-door model school that was crowded beyond anything that most of the people here can even understand. And you handled it in a way that was unbelievable. You had the maturity in the class and the patience and the understanding to show the underclassmen the way it's done. We appreciate that because without a student body like you, we would have had a rough 2 years as we went through this. But one other thing that we have, if you look at the average student, because every one of you didn't accomplish some of the things that I listed, but our average students are above average. Our average students go to class on time, they do well academically, they follow the school rules, they do the things that make a school work. And I want you to know that each and every one of you, I appreciate so much for doing that. A few of you, I had a chance the last day, I asked about 5 teachers to tell me some people that weren't on any of these things that I came out with the first list, but just were great kids and did a great job for us for the last 3 years. And I brought those people in one at a time into my office and just thanked you, and I mentioned to you that when I'm talking today off my remarks, that I'm talking about you. And those 5 people represent each and every one of you because you've done a great job, you've made us very, very proud of you, and you've set a great example for all of the people that are coming behind you at Martin High School. The other thing we've done is we've furnished you with an education. But that education gives you the greatest gift that anybody could give you, and that's the gift of a choice. When you leave here today, you've got an education and you've got a choice. You can be anything that you want to be. That's totally up to you. That was our job, and we did that job. I hope that each and every one of you will leave this Coliseum today and continue to follow that excellence that you have over these last 3 years at Martin High School. I want to thank each one of you sincerely for all that you've done and all you've contributed to the excellence and the tradition that we have at Martin High School, and I wish you good luck and God bless you. And now I would ask the class of 1997 to please rise. members of the board, these students standing before you have met the requirements of graduation set forth by the state of Texas and the Arlington Independent School District. I'm proud to present these students to you as high school graduates. Graduates, you may now move your tassels from the left to the right. Please be seated as the first row gets ready to present themselves to receive their diploma. As the first row gets ready to come up, I'd like to remind you that we would appreciate a controlled celebration as your children's name is called. We call our graduates' names very quickly, and any long and distracting celebrations will really unfairly remove the spotlight from the next graduate being called. I would also like to inform you of the significance of the cords and medals that some of our graduates will be wearing as they come up to receive their diploma. The white V-shaped collars signify the top 12 graduates of the class of 1997. The red and silver cords signify honor graduates. The blue and gold cords signify members of the National Honor Society. The solid white cords signify members of the National French Honor Society. The solid gold cords signify members of the National Latin Honor Society. The yellow, black, and red cords signify the National German Honor Society. And for the first time this year, we have a new recognition. This recognition is a Community Service Award, and the green and purple cards will be going to 100 of our students who represent 5,500 hours being contributed to the school and community. The red ribbons and medallions indicate the Principal's Award, and also any national and state level competitions award medals may be worn by the graduates. Congratulations to each one of you, and we're ready to start beginning to give our diplomas.
Valedictorian David Pye. Salutatorian Melissa Ann Vandergriff. Justin Lynn. Carol Wega Wang. James Michael Shestine. Jonathan Robert Moreland. Layan Khan Daniel Singh. Katarina Joanna Shishpanyak. Carissa Beth Lemons. Sandra Eileen Peterson. Zena Teresa Hagedisheryl. Julie Elizabeth Beckett. Carissa Ann Altschul. Shafa Hamdani. Nikki Renee Anderson. David Michael Anderton. Timothy R. Bond. Sean David Ball. Theodore Wittenberg Barnett. Guillermo James Barrera. Dustin Keith Barton. Christina Irene Bethke. Rajiv Rajkumar Bhatia. Adriana Elizabeth Blanco. Nicole Annette Bonjour. Ryan Matthew Boyd. Jennifer Elaine Brabick. Samuel Ontiveros Branch. Kimberly Dawn Browning. Brian Robert Buckrucker. Rachel Suzanne Burgess. Haley Burgett. Carrie Elisa Burke. Derek Shane Burkett. Ryan James Burns. Brianna Lynn Carmen. Rebecca Lee Carticello. Robin Nicole Caspern. Gina Marie Castellano. Hui Uk Chong. Christopher John Clark. Katie Elizabeth Clark. Daniel Adam Clearfield. Daryl R. Cleveland. Lindsay Ann Kaufman. Christopher D. Cole. Ashley Dawn Connolly. Crystal Lee Corbin. Byron Neal Cox. Meredith Ashley Cox. Stacy Michelle Crane. Nathan Howard Chrysler. Matthew Weldon Cross. Christopher Anthony Daniels. Irina Anatole Dianego. Neil Warren Dempsey. Nicole Cherie Denton. Amy Catherine Denuzzo. Andrew William Dornan. Jennifer Elizabeth Dossett. Brian Sean Dunn. Robert Roland Durden. Amber Edsel. Eric Michael Edwards. Jason Francis Eisenhower. Anne Renee Ellis. Sean Mark Estel. Benjamin Keith Fearing. Sean Patrick Flushy. Carrie Blue Flint. Jared Wesley Ford. Valerie Melissa Foster. Leanne Fouché. Kimberly Marie Fremore. Gregory Michael Frommert. Lena Danielle Fuller. Siba Raquel Fuller. Daniel V. Gardner. Kendra Michelle Goodson. Lofton Blake Graham. Nicholas John Grubel. Ryan Grindstaff. Elizabeth Marie Gruns. Simbri Renee Gwynn. Brandon Young Hom. Joshua Thomas Hanson. Jacob Harrison Haslam. Stacy Renee Hastings. Catherine Hathaway. Christina Lynn Hatley. Kyla J. Heading. Baron Halton Henderson. Melissa Lynn Henry. Christopher Allen Hill. Joshua Joseph Hinterlong. Precious Cherie Holman. Brooke Lindsay Hurlbut. Iwana Yanova. Jason Allen Irons. Benjamin Brian Johnson. Leslie Lee Jolly. Joshua Douglas Jones. Jacqueline Ann Jordan. Kristen Page Jordan. Brian William Catry. Jennifer Marie Kemper. Amy Christine Keys. Matt R. King. Lauren Michelle King. Klug, I'm sorry. Michael Stephen Klug. William Daniel Knapp. Jessica Lee Knapp. Whitney Noel Konjovic. Mary Claire Cortegast. Karen Angela Cordum. Arun Krishnan. Ashley Michelle Kruta. Tyler John Kvelheim. Crystal Dawn Littlefield. Jennifer Diane Lloyd. Melissa Ann Magoob. Catherine Louise Malin. Jessica Nicole Malloy. Gayla Jewel Malson. Samira Siobhan Mansell. Nathan Peter Maresh. Tiffany Paige Martin. Michael Joseph Massengale. Julie Elaine Matthews. Jennifer Michelle May. Jamie Ann Mays. Timothy Daniel Mays. Justin Lynn McCants. Justin Michael McCoy. Christine Lynn McHenry. Jamie Carolyn McKernan. Christy Lee Milani. Adriana Milling. Lark Elizabeth Mills. Julia Elaine Minnies. Monica Lynn Minter. Angela Michelle Moore. Thomas Dean Moore. James Parker Murphy. Leslie Shea Needham. Jennifer Brooke Nelson. David Viet Quoc Nguyen. David Elias Nolan. Pamela Ann Oliver. Crystal Lenore Olson. Jennifer Leah Osborne. Brooke Elaine Patterson. Jennifer Elaine Leanne Patterson. Martin John Patterson. Erin Elizabeth Perry. Megan Conlon Phelan. Mark Allen Pickering. Christine L. Pierce. Jennifer Lynn Pollard. James Quantrell Pope. Courtney Lanou Puff. April Lynn Reber. Jonathan Daniel Reyes. Dustin Kyle Richardson. Peter Charles Rivard. Jason Anthony Rodriguez. Tara Lee Rudiger. Bradley Michael Theodore Saunders. Sean Michael Scally. Carrie Elizabeth Schimber. Tara Blake Self. Daniela Francesca Seminara. Thomas William Sepper. Jennifer Elizabeth Sharp. Amber Michelle Shaw. Kimberly Lynn Shaw. Rebecca Elizabeth Shelfer. Matthew Timothy Syver. Vicki Lee Slinkman. Brianne Smedley. James Richard Smith. Laura Joy Smith. Sabrina Burmester Smith. Waylon Clinton Sod. Jonathan Seth Stabler. Ashley Lorraine Stockton. Mary Catherine Stoller. Cecilia Sue. Charlotte Lee Taylor. Matthew Stephen Tejada. Joshua Shane Teetons. Timothy Ayers Van Orden. Alicia K. Vollmer. Lisa Vu. James Christopher Walk. Jeffrey Todd Wallace. Courtney Michelle Ware. Mia Michelle Warner. Jason Michael Wiseman.
I love you, baby!
Joseph Thomas Williamson. Luke Aaron Williamson. Gamaliel J. Wilson. Heather Page Wyndham. Jennifer Lynn Wise. Clifford Lee Wood. Ryan Allen Wood. Benson Carl Wright. Kendall Lynn Wright. Augustine S. Wu. Brittany Ray Yancey. Cindy Shinyi Yin. Philip Scott Youngblood. Michael Lewis Kanzler Zonbrecker. Lydia Zoe Zedler. Christopher Ryan Abrego. Nathan Wade Adair. Hannon Addy. George Kofi Paulman Llewellyn Yaman. Hikmat Ajak. Crystal Dawn Aldrich. Abdel Al-Hamad. Keith Whitney Allen. Stephanie Dawn Allgood. Clayton James Allison. Gregory Russell Allison. Kimberly Suzanne Offen. Stephen Scott Apolato. Vincent Paul Arico. Adam Thomas Armstrong. Blake Andrew Arnold. Jason Gregory Charles Asbra. Stephanie Jacqueline Aubert. George Brian Babick. Cheryl Lynn Bain. John Austin Baird. Jeremy Lee Bankson. Scott Barber. Nicole Lynn Behringer. Gina Marie Barron. Elise Caroline Bart. Miranda Lee Bates. Ashley Dawn Beach. John Beakley. Christopher Jacob Beal. Diana Lynn Beatty. Jason Lee Becerra. Troy Allen Becht. Angela Christine Bettison. Benjamin Anton Begole. Katie Allison Baylau. Benjamin R. Beckerman. Joshua R. Bennett. Timothy Lee Benuska. Jeremy Adam Best. Ashley Ann Birchall. Tyler Bill Black. Stephen Edward Blake. Taryn Brooke Blake. Julie Nicole Blanchford. Jared Joseph Blanton. Garrett Paul Boer. Erin Elizabeth Borneman.
Stephen Michael Bowen. Bradford Paul Bowers. Ashley Lynn Boyett. Darren Colbert Bradley. Brian Thomas Brigance. Andrea Elaine Brown. Jerry Brown. Nicholas Wayne Brown. Regina Renee Brown. Robert Devin Brown. Ryan Scott Brown. James Lee Browning. Jennifer Ryan Bruno. Daniel Eric Bryan. Justin Michael Bryant. Corey V. Bullock. Mary Catherine Burris. Dana K. Burson. Breely Nan Busby. Richard Tyler Call. Melinda Jean Camarillo.
Richie Donovan Campbell, Jr. Horatio Luis Capella. Jennifer Lauren Capley. Dana Patricia Capola. Brian Allen Carlson. Jeffrey Kyle Carney. Shayna Louise Carson. Haven Brianna Cartwright. Amy Kathleen Castellano. Caleb Andrew Causey. Dana Lee Chambers. Thomas Brian Chapman, Jr. Jared Carter Childs. Erica Danielle Klumeski. Dennis Christopher, Jr. Eugene Chu. Gregory Anthony Sinicolo. Stephen Michael Clapp. Rachel Bernice Clark. Candy Lee Clausen. Titus Wayne Cleveland. David Ryan Cole. Meredith Annette Coleman. Sean Joseph Collins. Mitchell Thomas Conine. Amy Elizabeth Connell. Krista Marie Connor. Garrett William Conway. Gregory Paul Cook. Eli Simpson Coulter. Jason Garrett Cox. Timothy Patrick Kraft. Summerlin Gail Criswell. Sean David Cromer. Paula Jeanette Curtis. Dustin Carl Cyphers. Alice De Silva. Emilio De Silva. Seth Croy Danmiller. Lana Nicole Darnell. Aubrey Kyle Davis. Casey Aaron Davis. Emily Gail Davis. Gregory Clayton Davis. Joshua James Davis. Stephanie Davis. Jarrett Edward DeBrine. Christopher Ryan DePalma. Jennifer Lynn Derby. Joshua Caleb Dickey. Monica Diegas. David Nicholas Dixon. Ivy Doe. Garrison Brian Dezell. David Allen Dollar. Jonna Lynn Dominy. Curtis Roy Dove. Robin Christine Dove.
Stevie Don Duckworth. Larry Joseph Dugar. Heidi Lynn Dvorak. Destin Kyle Dwinell. Christopher A. Dyer. Jennifer Ryan Dykemer. Claire Elizabeth Edwards. Shannon Lee Elder. Dina Carol Elkins. Thomas Wayne Elkins. Doc Philip Ellis III. Lacey Ann English. Paul Wesley Erickson. Barrett Paul Irwin. Veronica Ann Espinosa. John Michael Estes. Stephanie Evans. Erin Louise Ewan. Jason Robert Fair. Joseph Owen Farmer. Lacey Marie Field. Leah Rebecca Fike. Stephen Vincent Foy. Lane Elise Frank. Jessica Marie Furman. Max Harwell Funderburk. John Delaney Gallagher. Julie Ann Galley. Ryan Wayne Gambrell. Tiffany Joy Gardner. Corey Michael Gautreau. Jennifer Jelinas. Mark William Garrick. Amanda Giles. Freelick Anthony Jimenez. Courtney LeVar Gettins. Shatra M.D. Glenn. Raymond Joseph Goebel. Jesse Daniel Gomez Jr. Nicole Noel Gomez. Eric Orlando Gonzalez. Christopher Robert Gottlieb. Anthony Allen Graham. Christopher Daniel Gravel. Donna Devon Graves. Jason N. Gray. April Nicole Green. Suzanne Michelle Gregg. Casey Diane Greider. David Ryan Key Griffin. Kelly Jean Griffin. Stacy Renee Griffin. Maria Lana Neary Google. Stephanie Bell Guillot. Jason Lee Gully. Syrian Guy. Nathan Edgar Hackett. Sabrina Ray Hadd. Whitney Blake Halbert. Brent Richard Hale. Christina Ray Hammond. Brian Reed Hankins. Casey Lorraine Hansen. Haven Renee Hansen. James Kevin Hardaway. Matthew Dane Hardaway. Jason David Hardesty. Stephanie Ann Hardy. Matthew Thomas Hare. Thomasina Latrice Harris. Woodrow Bolden Harris. Matthew J. Harrison. Tracy Lynn Harrison. Reginald Keith Harvey. Maureen Batul Hatami. Shannon Kelly Hayden. Amanda Haynes. Larry Lee Haynes II. Jocelyn Monique Helen Head. Wendy Karen Hegem. Laura A. Henry. Erica Marie Hernandez. Samuel Tyler Herron. Mark Allen Hickey. Michael Brandon Hideman. Justin Wesley Hill. Amy Lynn Hodges. Kelly Ann Hodges. Justin Cody Holder. Stephanie Ann Hollingsworth. Kara Elizabeth Holmes. Carlton L. Holt Jr. Matthew Ryan Hunza. Erica Lynn Horak. Heather Lee Hornsby. Jessica Nicole Howard. Shane Corbett Howard. Brandon Humphreys. Jeff Hung. Matthew David Hunt. Patrick Wayne Hunt. Karen Ann Hunter. Kendra Lee Husbands. Jamie Hypuck. Autumn Danny Ingram. Borden Ives. Jonathan E. Jackson. Timothy Russell Jacobson. Tina Marie James. Rebecca Sarah Jasper. Justin L. Jester. Leanne Hope Jeter. Damali Adero Johnson. Larissa Brianna Johnson. Ronica Siobhan Johnson. Stephen Randall Johnson. Tanya Michelle Johnson. Stacy Renee Jolly. Christopher Cody Jones. David Lee Jones. Christian Ashley Jones. Misty Renee Jones. Thomas Ashley Jones. Erin Elizabeth Kesey. Stephen James Kuipert. Michael Robert Kelly. Leanne Kelly. Travis David Kett. Valerie E. Curbs. Brandon Scott King. Jeremy Lee Kerwan. Ginger Lynn Kaiser. Evan Paul Cohen. Robert Michael Kozachenko II.
Alyssa Catherine Krebs. John Philip Krug. Corey John Brzezinski. Stephen Scott Kugliowski. Jason Paul LeJudas. Derek Daniel Lane. Jason Scott Langford. Brianna Rose Larson. Dawn Elizabeth Lasher. Lauren Jean Laskowski. Donald Matthew Lee. Ryan Michael Lemke. Brendan Joseph Leonard. Jenny M. Lewis. Karen Teresa Lazuski. Matthew Randall Loafman. Bentley Eugene Lowry. Ashley Kristen Luke. Laura Ashley Loomis. Courtney Allison Lutz. Jennifer Renee MacArthur. Stacy Ann Marr. Corey John Mann. Kanisha Monique Manuel. Melissa Dawn Mapp. Joshua Martin. Angela M. Martinez. Brant Martinez. Michelle Massaro. Taylor Massey. Nicholas Brandon May. Walter Conrad May. Marcus C. Mayfield. Aaron L. Mayfield. Lully T. McClellan. Lauren Haley McClung. Megan McCoy. Jamelyn Joe McDonald. Amy Marie McGinnis. Amy Marie McGinnis. Zachary Claiborne McIntyre. William Dwight McKissick, Jr. Morgan Dante McKnight. Jillian Michaela McNulty. Aaron Lee McQuaid. Victoria Camille McWilliams. Julie Ann Meredith. Janet Kateria Merritt. Gretchen Amberly Midkiff. Richard Michael Miedema. Courtney Lee Miller. Catherine Marie Mills. Meredith Lynette Mills. Ricky Lynn Mills. Chad K. Malud. Latasha Renee Menard. Justin Thomas Menu Thornhill. John Paul Knox Mitchell. Megan Ann Mitchell. Stephanie Lynn Mizell. Farhan Mohammed. Casey Elizabeth Mooney. Bo Bridger Moore. Cody Reagan Moore. John Logan Moore. Natasha Lynn Moore. Brittany Leanne Moser. Emily Michelle Mueller. Erin Rebecca Munger. Eric Daniel Murillo. Angela D. Murphy. Wendy Lynn Nacarado. Bradley Thomas Nalon. Michael Nassarfar. Kevin Clinton Neese. Stephen Jeremy New. Rhett Justin Newberry. Rachel Kim Nidell. Jill Vicky Niemeyer. Jerome Brian Nutter. Megan Nicole Oblock. Stacy J. Oristano. Kevin J. Scott Page. Kelly Regina Palmer. Jeffrey Joseph Parker. Michael John Patnaud. Brian Christopher Patterson. Kevin Patrick Patterson. Stephen Neil Patterson. Stacy Danelle Peace. Brandy Nicole Pemberton. Lisa Marie Peretta. Kristen Renee Petty. James Andrew Flager. Brian Coleman Pickler. Cindy Rochelle Pitts. Kyle Nathan Pitts. Tracy Paul Pitts. Anthony Wayne Pitzer. Jennifer Ann Podgorski. Brandy Smith. Stephanie Renee Pop. Suzanne Michelle Portillo. Christy Ann Portlock. John Curtis Potter. Sean Patrick Powers. Brian Dale Proctor II. Heather Selena Ragsdale. Ebony Champale Randolph. Mark Rayburn. Melissa Leanne Reams. Terrell Richardson. Daphne Joe Richter. Rochelle Renee Ricketts. Jeffrey Dale Riddle. William J. Rios, Jr. Travis Brandon Reeves. Brock Matthew Rizzi. Benjamin Bice Roark. Gregory Mahalan Robbins. Leslie Deanne Robertson. Roxanne Robertson. Bradley Jeff Roberts. Rashonda Nicole Rose. Michael Paul Rutledge. Kendra Antoinette Skaggs. Bradley Joseph Scalise. Carrie Malin Scott. John Aaron Seidner. Nicholas Jacob Serrano. Matthew Adam Shawhan. Douglas Harbart Shelton III. Lori Jill Shirley. Matthew Brent Schroner. Stephanie K. Sinclair. Elizabeth Ann Singleton. Karen Elizabeth Sisk. Brooke Marie Skeels. Raina Schoolpoon Kitty. Arthur N. Smith. Brant Wayne Smith. Jessica Carolyn Smith. Kurt Randall Smith. Megan Shaughnessy Smith. Ryan Nicholas Smith. Stacy Lane Smith. James Tyler Sperry. Molly Leanne Spires. Charity Ann Staples. Douglas Graham Steinecke. Emily Ann Stevens. Brian Bryce Stevenson. Ashley Corinne Stewart. Kathleen Jane Stewart. Ashley Stockin. Sarah Elizabeth Stork. Gabe Strawn. Shamika Tanae Strickland. Abby Linnell Stubbs. Philip Sermonkin. Maria Christina Suarez. Jake Chloe Sutton. Christy Diane Swain. Brian David Sweat. Sayed Mohammed Hossein Tafreshi Hossani. Daniel Tehan. Chris Quincy Tarver. Justine Patience Taylor. Paul Adam Taylor. Scott Daniel Tennyson. Brian Roy Thomas. Megan Nichelle Thomas. Daniel Lloyd Thompson. Lisa Thompson. Clint Richard Thompson. Jamie Ruth Thorley. Jennifer Kerr Thorley. J. Ryan Tyndall. Victor Vincente Tornero Jr. Joseph R. Toth Jr. Dung Chi Tran. Christopher Lee Turnbow. Brian Douglas Ty. Nicole Jean Underwood. Rachel Elaine Vaught. Ryan Caleb Wages. Colby Rogers Walt. Zach Warner. Jeremy Joel Watkins. Ross Watkins. Jennifer Rochelle Wheat. John Kenneth Wheeler. Beth Ann White. James Allen Lewis Whitaker. Ivy Renee Willard. Carol Ann Williams. Christina Marie Williams. Nicholas Antone Williams. Tawana Renee Williams. Frida Lynn Willis. Erica Layla Chantel Wise. Vanessa Erin Wolf. Justin Keith Womack. Erin Marie Woodard. Billy W. Woods. Jason M. Woolsey. Jeffrey S. Woolsey. Alicia Michelle Wright. Ronald William Yeoman III. Stephanie Simone Yory. Brandon Allen Young. Beth Galen Youngblood. Kevin Yu. Melissa Marie Zandy. Yasmin Nicole Zaragoza. Jeffrey David Zerweck.
Stephanie G. Zernt.
Marching high.